Charlie Munger famously said that accumulating the first $100,000 from a standing start is a bitch.
But why? Why does it feel mathematically and psychologically impossible for most people to reach this specific milestone?
The truth is, getting to 100K is not about extreme intelligence or lucky investments. It is about a very specific mechanical process. Once you cross this invisible barrier, the laws of financial gravity completely reverse in your favor. This is Adler. He cracked the code to his first major milestone, and today, I am giving you his exact roadmap. Years ago, Adler was stuck at zero. He was saving a few dollars here and there, but the goal of 100,000 felt like an impossible fantasy. He realized that at zero, compound interest does absolutely nothing for you. You have no leverage. You are the only engine. To get out of the trap, he had to stop acting like an investor and start acting like a builder. He had to force the snowball up the hill.
But why? Why does it feel mathematically and psychologically impossible for most people to reach this specific milestone?
This is the blueprint that changes everything. Let's break down step number 1.
Part 1. Deconstructing the math of the impossible mountain. The human brain is easily overwhelmed by large numbers. 100,000 sounds impossible when you only have 1,000 in the bank. But Adler did the math. To save $100,000 in 10 years, you need to save $27 a day. Want to do it in 5 years? That is $54 a day. Suddenly, the impossible mountain becomes a daily target. Psychologically, breaking a massive goal into micro-habits bypasses your brain's panic response. It makes execution feel logical, not emotional. Instead of feeling crushed by the distance to the peak, you get a hit of dopamine every single day you hit your micro-target. Adler realized that $27 or $54 a day could easily be found by optimizing his lifestyle and cutting out financial leaks. He stopped bleeding money on subscriptions he didn't use, impulse purchases, and things bought just to impress others. By focusing only on the daily execution, the massive 10-year goal took care of itself automatically.
Lesson 1. Stop staring at the mountain. Calculate your daily micro-target and focus only on the next step. Part 2. Escaping the frugality trap and increasing the shovel. You cannot save your way to $100,000 if your income is too low. Frugality has a hard mathematical floor. No matter how many coffees you skip or coupons you clip, your expenses can never drop below basic survival. However, your earning potential has absolutely no ceiling. To reach 100K fast, Adler needed a bigger shovel. He stopped obsessing over saving pennies and started obsessing over earning thousands. He shifted from defense to offense. Adler invested his evenings into acquiring high-income skills: sales, copywriting, coding, skills the market desperately needs and highly rewards. Money is simply a byproduct of value. If you solve bigger, more complex problems for society, you will be paid exponentially more. He didn't demand a raise based on his tenure. He proved his undeniable value and commanded a higher price for his time.
By skyrocketing his income and keeping his living expenses exactly the same, his savings rate exploded.
Lesson 2. Frugality is just the foundation. To build the house quickly, you must aggressively increase your earning power. Part 3. The college student protocol and the savings gap. When people finally increase their income, a dangerous psychological trap triggers: lifestyle creep. They upgrade their lives to match their new paycheck, meaning their actual wealth accumulation stays at zero. Adler utilized the college student protocol. Even though he was making professional money, he lived like a broke student. This created a massive, unnatural gap between his income and his expenses. That gap is the only thing that creates true wealth. Every single dollar of his new raise was treated as an invisible asset, funneled directly into his investment accounts. This phase requires extreme discipline, but it is temporary. It is the sprint required to reach the escape velocity of 100,000. Lesson 3. Hide your wealth from yourself. Live like a student while earning like an executive. Part 4. The automation engine and removing human error. Adler knew that human willpower is fundamentally flawed. If you have to consciously choose to save money every month, you will struggle. To guarantee his success, he removed himself from the equation entirely. He completely automated his investments. The very day his paycheck arrived, a massive percentage was automatically transferred into a broad market index fund. He didn't try to pick winning stocks or time the market. He simply bought a piece of the entire global economy and let it ride. Because the system was automatic, he never had to think about it. He spent his mental energy on living, not stressing over numbers. Rain or shine, bull market or bear market, the automated machine bought more assets every single month. This is dollar cost averaging.
Automation bridges the gap between intention and execution. It makes building wealth a default state, rather than a conscious struggle.
Remove the friction. Make doing the right financial thing the absolute easiest path. Lesson 4. You are your own worst financial enemy. Automate the machine and walk away.
Part 5. The power of asymmetric bets and digital leverage.
Saving your salary is great, but to accelerate to 100K, Adler needed leverage. Physical labor is entirely unscalable. Adler tapped into the new leverage, code and media. He created digital assets, software, books, and content. He builds it once, investing his time up front. But that single asset can be copied and sold infinitely with zero marginal cost. This is an asymmetric bet. The maximum risk is a few weekends of lost time. The upside is a massive new income stream. Because the cost of failure is so low, you can afford to try 10 different side hustles until one finally explodes. When one succeeds, it scales globally and creates immense cash flow, accelerating the path to 100K dramatically. Digital leverage allows an ordinary person to generate the output of a massive corporation from a single laptop. This extra income isn't for spending. It is gasoline poured directly onto the automated investment fire. Lesson 5. Find asymmetric leverage. Build something once on the internet and let it sell for you forever. Part 6. Surviving the boring middle and market chaos. The journey to 100K is not a straight line. There will be market crashes, recessions, and global panics. The greatest threat to your wealth isn't the market dropping. It is your own urge to panic and sell everything at the bottom. Adler understood that market volatility is just the toll you pay for high returns. During downturns, he did something incredibly difficult: nothing. Then there is the boring middle. The years where you are saving diligently, but compound interest hasn't kicked in yet. This is where most people give up. They get bored, they want to feel rich now, so they raid their investments for a luxury purchase. Adler strictly protected the machine. He treated his investment account like a secure vault. Money goes in, but it stays invested.
Historically, the global economy always recovers and reaches new highs. Those who stay invested capture the massive rebound. You must view market crashes as a temporary winter, and the boring middle as the necessary roots growing deep into the earth. Lesson 6. Master your emotions. Do not sabotage your own mathematical miracle out of boredom or temporary fear.
Part 7. Hitting the threshold and the reversal of gravity. Getting from 0 to 50,000 requires immense physical effort. You are the engine doing all the heavy lifting. But something magical happens when you cross the $100,000 mark. The mathematics fundamentally change. At a historical 7% return, $100,000 generates $7,000 a year, completely passively. That means your money is now working a part-time job for you. It is generating wealth faster than you can easily save from your salary. The gravity reverses. It took Adler 5 difficult years to reach the first 100K. The second 100K took only 2 years.
The third took less than a year. Once the snowball is big enough, it generates its own momentum. It becomes unstoppable. You transition from earning money with your back to earning money with your capital. You have crossed into the world of the wealthy.
This is why experts say the first major milestone is the hardest. You have to fight against resistance until you reach the tipping point.
Lesson 7. Survive the initial grind. Once you hit the threshold, your money will do the heavy lifting for the rest of your life. The journey to your first $100,000 is not glamorous. It is a series of boring, disciplined daily choices.
He didn't rely on luck. He relied on math. He increased his shovel, capped his lifestyle, and automated his discipline. Small, unsexy habits, compounded over a few short years, generated the foundation for an extraordinary financial empire. Having 100K doesn't mean you can retire today, but it means you are no longer a slave to the system. It buys you a buffer against disaster. It buys you the psychological peace of knowing that you have a fortress behind you. From this moment on, wealth accumulation becomes a default state, rather than a conscious, painful struggle.
The mathematics are undeniable. The human psychology is proven. The roadmap is clear and available to anyone willing to execute.
The only remaining question is, are you willing to embrace the boring grind today, to live like a king tomorrow?
Your journey to financial independence starts the very microsecond you commit to the math and conquer your ego.
Stop staring at the mountain. Build the machine. Take the first step and execute.
If Adler's roadmap shifted your financial paradigm today, do not let this powerful momentum fade away. Smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications to join our elite masterclass of wealth builders.
Drop a comment below and tell me immediately, what is the very first financial leak you are going to fix today?
Leave a like to support the channel and click the video on your screen right now to master the psychology of money. Until next time, keep pushing the boulder, trust the math, and build your magnificent future.